Hey guys, if you haven't tuned into the Patreon podcast yet, make sure you tune in. The link is in the description. Mountain.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Bodybuilding Mountain. And today, with my hair frizzed all over the place from swimming in the lake and then the wind hitting me from behind, I'm going to talk about there's no such thing as the best exercise. Now, the reason why I just thought of doing this video right off the cuff is that I just finished doing the video on do you have trouble deadlifting and some alternatives. And then of course you get the fanboys of deadlift coming out saying you have to deadlift, or you have to deadlift on the floor, or when I make some suggestions, then they automatically think that I'm saying those movements are superior, when really what I'm always saying is those movements might be superior for you, right? So the truth is that there's no such thing as the best bodybuilding movement. I know this is crazy to some of you sheep out there. I know the guys that think on this channel, it's not going to be a surprise, but the people that want to just have a very simplistic step 1, 2, and 3 of natural bodybuilding, they're gonna say, okay, this is the best movement, that's the second best movement, this is the third best movement, and this is the hierarchy of movements that are necessary for bodybuilding. Now, the caveat on this is that there are some whole body movements which tend to be more effective, but if any one of those movements is injuring you, it cannot be the best movement for you. It's pretty simple, right? Pretty simple logic. Now, the other thing I run into is that people think that if an exercise injures you, that somehow it's your fault in every single circumstance. But the truth is that it's not always your fault. Sometimes there are things you can do. Sometimes there are things you can do to increase flexibility or to increase mobility in some way, or maybe coordination, you know, and I want you to deeply investigate those premises, of course, right? You know, you want to make sure that it's not you, but there's going to be some exercises that it doesn't matter what you do, what type of rehabilitation or what type of stretching or what type of deep investigation into specific physiotherapy, right, or kinesiology, you're still going to find some movements just do nothing but injure you, tweak you, or inflame up the joints, and it basically works against you overall when it comes down to your overall workouts, right? So the difference is between me and a lot of guys that are on stage, you know, the guys that I was beating a lot, I knew that was going to happen. Soccer balls coming my way. But the difference is that, watch out guys, the sand in the camera. Yeah, just, you go by, but just kick up sand in the camera. Thanks, buddy. So I'm already getting bullied at the beach, see? Must have lost my pump. So anyway, the thing that is a mistake is that a lot of people will assume that an exercise is good for everyone. They'll see that it's a great exercise for a few people, or a few people that have established elite results, and then they'll assume that this is the best possible exercise for everybody in every single circumstance. And the difference is with me, with a lot of the people that I competed with on stage, is that I wasn't afraid to find the proper range of motion for me or the proper exercises, and I was okay with using those exercises that I found were efficient, as opposed to trying to deadlift, even though I started to notice that it was tweaking my back and so forth, right? A lot of people were telling me that, oh, deadlifts on the floor are the perfect exercise, but a lot of them didn't have superior natural bodybuilding development, you know? And my goal was to get superior natural bodybuilding development, not necessarily just get good strength in one individual lift. So this is the thing, you have to make sure that you become an independent thinker to a point. I mean, you try things, you try suggestions, but if you start following, this is the perfect exercise and you have to do it no matter what, you're going to get into trouble at some point. Or at least you may notice that you stall in results and you don't get the results that you're looking for. I mean, some of you guys discover this when it comes down to bench pressing. Some of you know that bench pressing may or may not be great for building pecs for you. It might be great for building delts, it might be great for shoulders, you know, it might be great for triceps, it might be great in some way, but maybe it's not great for building pecs. Maybe the dumbbell bench press is better, or the floor press, or the fly in some cases, as long as you're not doing it in a dumb way, right, or overextending. But the fact is that you have to drop any dogma you have around what is superior and find out from experience. right? And the frustrating thing I have about YouTube is that a lot of people want to argue with me, but really all I'm saying is just experience what you experience and find out what is true. Drop all the dogma, drop all the fanatical thinking, drop all of the idealisms, and just do your experiments. And each person's going to find some deviations in what is true for them. And that's it. I mean, it's really that simple. I'm not saying for you to do one thing or the other. I'm saying this might be a possibility and it might be worth investigating. You know, I found out some variables that people don't even investigate. They don't even look. They don't even actually try to discover if what they're doing is working or if what they're doing is actually harming them. I see this constantly. Also with injuries. Some people think a certain exercise is injuring them, but meanwhile, it's another exercise that they're doing that's flaring up their joints, and then they go to do the next exercise, and that one gives them pain, right? So an example of this is when I was 18 years old, I was doing bent over rows, but I was rounding my lower back. But I was getting this great stretch because I saw it in the Arnold Schwarzenegger encyclopedia. This is the best way to bend over row. I saw him round his lower back, so I guess I'm supposed to get that extra stretch in the lats. Well, of course I was doing this, getting a good lat pump, but then a day or two later when I went to squat, my lower back was always bugging me. And I was wondering, why is my lower back flared up every time I go to squat? Well, as soon as I changed my form on bent over rows, then my lower back felt better, right? So some of these things are going to take you a period of time to unravel, some of these mysteries, right? But once you actually investigate this stuff, you're going to start to find your sweet spot. And when you find your sweet spot, that's when real results start to happen. But it won't happen through fanatical thinking. And it won't happen through saying, hey, this exercise is the best no matter what, even though it's not giving you the results, right? You know, so long story short, if you guys see me not doing an exercise on this channel, and it's like a pretty common one, like the deadlift from the floor, there's a reason why I'm not doing it, and the reason always is that it's not as effective as what I'm already doing. Mountain. So anyway, I hope this helps out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalbodybuilding.com and take care for now. I'm gonna go beat those kids up with the soccer ball. Bastards kicking sand on my camera.